Hey folks, I have a confession to make today. I freaking love regular expressions. And I know this is a very polarizing subject, and not everybody loves them. In fact, Kellen, my co host on the podcast, absolutely does not love them. But I do because I think they make my life a lot easier. And I wanted to go through a real world situation where I use them all the time and give you a quick overview of how regular expressions are awesome for me and what the power behind them is. So I'm going to jump right into the screen here and give you a very quick introduction to regular expressions just to kind of whet your appetite so you get an idea why I really love regular expressions. All right, I'm just going to do this in Visual Studio Code. You can do this all over the place. All kinds of applications support regular expressions because, as I said, they're awesome. But Visual Studio Code is very simple to use. It's small, it's lightweight, and it's got pretty good support for it. Now, when we record our podcast episodes, we use a transcription service called Temi, and Temi allows us to download transcriptions that basically report what we said in our podcast episode, so we can post them up on the website. The problem is, Temi gives us a text file, a plain text file, and we actually need it to be in JSON format. We have a very specific format that our website can read and then publishes them up, so you can see them and who said what, when they said it, and all those other important things about the podcast. What I end up doing is I run this regular expression to format that for me, because otherwise I'd have to go through hundreds of lines of us talking about whatever we're talking about to format it in the way that the website wants it. And that would be a real pain for me. I don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Nobody wants to do things like that. So regular expressions exist to help us with things like that. So all we're going to do is we are going to pull up the find, and on Mac that is Command F, on Windows it's Control F. And the one thing that we really need to make sure that we're doing is we've got this little regular expression guy turned on. You can see it says use regular expressions, but it's a full stop and an asterisk. Regular expressions are based on a pattern definition that recognizes certain patterns in text. And in this case, we're going to use that pattern to find groups of that text, little portions of it that we want to keep, get rid of the rest of it, and put it into a completely new format. So to start with, I'm just going to define a quick pattern here. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about how this works. I will say that these are fairly simplistic patterns. Regular expressions can be really complex, but most of the time you don't need them to be really complex to get a lot of good out of them. So I'm going to quickly define 3 groups that grab the name of the person who said something, when they said it, and what they actually said. And then I'm going to define a new format I want it to be in. Now, obviously we've been doing the podcast for a little while, so we actually have a format that we already want, and this is exactly what it is. It's a very simple piece of JSON. So I'm going to copy and paste that just to make this a little bit quicker. And then I'm going to stick in some replacements. And when you are doing replacements in regular expressions, it is the dollar symbol and then the number of the group. The groups are numbered 1, 2, 3. You can also do named groups, all kinds of things like that. Again, we're not going to get into any of that right now. I'm just going to quickly replace all these with preferably the right numbers because that was the wrong number. And then I'm going to run my search and replace. And like magic, I've got JSON. It's really that simple. It can go through hundreds and hundreds of lines very quickly with very little effort on my part. Usually when I do this, it takes me all of about 10-20 seconds. In fact, in this case, I have the pattern written down anyway, so I just copy and paste it in, copy and paste the new pattern, and push the button and off it goes. You can even script it. You can do whatever you want. It just makes life easier because data manipulation, it's all over the place. We use it all the time, particularly as software developers. We use it all the time for refactoring or doing all kinds of crazy things. And regular expressions exist to make it easier for us. Yes, they do take some learning to figure out what the patterns are and how to match certain things, and sometimes it does get a little bit crazy, and I can see where people like Kellen, who doesn't like them, come from. Sometimes it's easier just to do it in code. We are developers after all. But in general, most of the time, being able to just hit Command F or Control F, type in a quick pattern, a quick replacement, and push the word go, it just makes my life easier. And if it makes my life easier, there's a good chance it will make somebody else's life easier. So I thought I would show this off and give you an idea of why I think regular expressions are so freaking awesome. Anyway, thanks for listening. Check out our podcast. In the meantime, be sure to hit like on this video if you did like it. In fact, you know what? I would appreciate it if you hit like if you didn't like it, but you know, that's up to you. And subscribe. I'm going to be posting more of these videos soon. So if you found this helpful, please remember to subscribe, and I will make sure that you get some more value out of this.